right, girls. What we rehearsed.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left. In the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, say, don't touch.
Girl, we sound mad good.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so very much for tuning into yet another episode of Everything Lelona, where we talk about everything and anything. Now, if you are new here, welcome, baby. I really hope that you'll enjoy this video and that will make you hit that little subscribe button somewhere over here. And if you are a regular subscriber, a gang day one, what's good, what's up, or what to do, I really hope that you are well and that you are taking care of yourself. Alright, now as you can see from the title of this video, we are doing a story time because you guys voted, and you voted that I must do a story time and not the confessions video first. So one thing about me, I will take your guys' input into consideration and give you what you want, right? So today we are doing a story time, and the story time, I had so many reservations about doing the story time because the person in question is like still a very integral part of my life, ne? Like, we're still very close, and so I was like, is this going to be me like putting him on blast, or I'm just telling a story? And I think because there's no like malicious intention behind all of this is just me telling a story, okay? So if you know that the story is about you, had a boss, like we just have to give out content, but had a my nigga. So it's a story about, I don't know why I'm looking everywhere else, but yeah. So this is a story about how a guy that I was like having a thing with got engaged while we were together. Yeah, bro. So before we get into the story, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And also please give this video a thumbs up, because liking this video actually boosts like the algorithm to like recommend my channel. So I really do urge you guys to like this video, and when you have any comments, please leave them down below. And yeah, man, without wasting any of yours time, let's get into the video. So one thing I forgot to show you is that the drink of the day is some vino. So clink betunani. So I'm a bit on the high side, so if my energy is like just know wana Nkonyewe, he's high. But the story is sona mizasfumana, period. Yabo. So what had happened was, I was still in varsity at this time when this thing happened. I was still in varsity, and I was in Pretoria already. So I had left PE and I was in Pretoria. So at that time I was very much into gospel music, and many of you might know that I used to sing as well. So I was like part of a gospel group, and we like sang. We were like badass, okay? So we like sang, and at that time I became very close to a lot of people in the gospel Christian music fraternity. Yeah, well, so I became friends with like a lot of them. So people from like other groups, huge groups, famous groups, people who were still coming up, and so basically a lot of them I was close with them. Yeah, but now there was another group which was so if you guys know what I'm talking about, please don't leave clues down below for Abantu to know or to get it. So if you get it, ne? If you know the people I'm talking about. So this was a group from PE, né? So these guys were based in PE, and they also had a group. So their group was like also still starting up, but they had different people from these other different major huge gospel groups. So they had different people from those groups, and they formed one group. Yeah, bro. So because I knew some of them, I would like follow their page on like Instagram, and I would see who the members are, and I would like follow them as well on Facebook, befriend them on Facebook. Now one of those guys, we became really close. So now we started chatting and he saw, oh, you also sing. I'm like, yeah, I sing as well. So we had that thing in common that became, or that binded us, or that we like bonded over. So we were like talking about music and. So let's give this guy a description and a name. Name? Masamniki Igama. So igama like izaba ngu, I want to give him an English name because like just to beat umkyoda mniki igama lesilungu sana. So we'll give this guy's name, we'll give him the name, so we'll call this guy Bruce, ne? Igama lakhe ngu Bruce. And so Bruce and I became friends on Instagram because he was part of that group, ne? And then Bruce was like this light skin. He was light skinned. He was a bit older than me, like let's say 8 years older, 10 years older, somewhere there. And then Bruce was very cute. Bruce gave you, I don't know how to describe people. Yes, that's one thing I've noticed, is that ankwazi to describe her umdu except for he has a beard and he's dark skinned, and that's it. But Bruce was like light skinned. He had a goatee, and he didn't have like a connecting beard. He had like a goatee, and Bruce he wasn't on the fit macho side. He was a bit, but very good looking, very handsome guy. And so Bruce and I became friends. We started talking on Facebook, and our relationship grew so much to a point where I started calling him big brother and he started calling me younger brother or little brother, yabo. So we had that brotherly relationship because we were brothers in Christ anyway. Yeah, understand? We were brothers in Christ, and I was saved AF at the time, like being sincere, guys. And I loved music, gospel. I loved going to church. So that was my life at the time. But obviously on the side, I'm a freak in the sheets, yabo. So Bruce, we started talking, and then there was a time where I had to go down to the Eastern Cape. So I went down to Eastern Cape and I was talking to Bruce. Bruce and I now had moved from Facebook to WhatsApp, yeah, bro. So now Bruce, I'm telling him everything. Bruce knows everything about my life. Like, he knows that I'm gay, he knows, and he's fine with it, which is what I loved about him. Bruce never judged me, even though he was like saved AF as well, a man of God, but he never judged me for the things that I was doing. So I told him literally everything. So now I was like going home to the Eastern Cape, and guys, I went to home, I went to Eastern Cape, and I told Bruce that I'm in the Eastern Cape. He's like, I would really love to meet you, blah, 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 blah. But that never manifested. But at the back of my mind, I knew Bruce does want to meet me. Like, we do want, like, I also did want to meet him and like have a face-to-face conversation, because we've been talking for the longest time. I call him big brother, he calls me younger brother. So like, so close, yeah, mom. And then I think this was like sometime in September. Then in December, I had to go home again. I went home. Now, when I went home, there was a show that was going to be in East London, at Orient Theatre. There was a show. Then I saw when on the lineup, a group ka Bruce is singing there. And I was like, why don't I also attend this gospel show? So I asked one of my friends, when I told me, do you want to go to East London for a show? Yeah, bo? Show ya gospel, sizakuya payana. And also my friends went too far off from gospel because we all went to church together. Like, we were pretty much abazalwane at the time. Oh, guys, we're pretty much abazalwane. So I was like, let's go to East London. We're going to the show. We're gonna watch Ezindonton. So they know of Bruce as my big brother, as I always would say, or like talk about him. No man, my big brother, but they know but now we are not blood related. So they know but as correlated, but ngumdu and and that means the big brother yam. Yeah, bo. So they know of Bruce. So I can't define, I couldn't snacks guy. I couldn't snacks guys. Bruce is my big brother. So we get to the show. I tell Bruce that I am in attendance, Dilapa, and I can't wait to see them perform. Sharp. They get on stage, they sing. We are worshiping, we are crying. Oh, like we are in the spirit. Kumnandi in the house of the Lord, child. Kumnandi in the house of the Lord. So, after the show, not after the show, but after they were done performing, I could see him moving around and going up and down, and he's going up the stairs, down the stairs, and he's going to greet Obanbani. He comes, like, he's all over the place. And one thing that my friend said was, because they kept asking me, is Bruce straight? So I was like, no, Bruce is straight. Yeah, but Bruce is straight. And I think also at this time I was still very much in my closet era, ne? Was still very much closeted at the time. So also with the people that I was talking to and I was interested to, I would never disclose to my friend, to my friends, I like him, because I was closeted. You understand? Sharp. So they've asked, is Bruce straight? And I said, yeah, Bruce is straight. What the fuck? Like, why would you ask me that? Bruce is straight. So so now as we see him walk up and down, one of my friends was like, Bruce is so light on his feet. Like, so I got that as shady match. One thing about my friend, he is shady AF. So he's like, Bruce is very light on his feet. And I was like, I see that. So he eventually sees me, he comes, we hug, he's like all over me. He's like, oh my God, it's so great to finally meet you. And then, so now I was like, okay, I'm here for December. He's gonna go back to PE after the show. Whatever. But please do come see me. Please do not leave Eastern Cape without visiting. So that was instruction from Bruce, or a request from Bruce. I need to see you. You need to visit me in PE. I was like, bet. So now, after 25, after Christmas, I think it's after Christmas, and I'm like, I wait to Zonki's and the family are done. We've done all the Christmassy things. Now it's time for me to get my life on. So I was like, I'm going to PE for like a few days. So I tell my parents, I'm going to PE. I am going to be there for like 2 or 3 days. There's a friend of mine that I need to go see. So because PE, I used to study in PE. Going to PE wasn't far-fetched for my parents, because obviously I have friends because I studied in PE. So Bruce fetches me, we go to his place. Now when I go to his place or get to his place, Bruce uhlala with his nephew and his nephew's daughter. No, his niece and the niece's daughter. So he lives with like 2 girls. The niece and then the niece's daughter. You understand? So it's like his grandchild type of thing. Sharp. So I get there, they're all there by family. I get introduced. Oh, finally we get to meet you. Bruce has said or told us so much about you. Blah 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 blah. Kube warm kwa Bruce, kube homely. Bruce like welcomes me into his home very warmly. So I like enjoy my feast. You're my feast, son. English, one thing about it, like, what is my feast? So like I really like, he really makes me feel comfortable in his space. So now we've had some drinks, so tonight, and we like, it's time to go to bed. Do I expect something to happen tonight with Bruce? Not really. Do I want something to happen tonight with Bruce? Hell yeah. Because looking back right now in hindsight, one thing about me, I used to look at like older gents and be like, wow, I admire him, and Dimen's a big brother, or Dimtate as someone that is like a mentor to me, because I was interested in that person, but I didn't know how to place as was into. So I wasn't really sure what it is that I was feeling. Was it just sheer admiration of that person, or was it like a crush, or what was this? But with Bruce, I really admired Bruce, and the bigger the admiration, the bigger the crush. You understand? So I really did have a crush on him, and somewhere deep down, I did want something to happen that evening with Bruce. So we get into bed, and so now we get into bed. He's sleeping on this side, I'm sleeping on this side, and then because we're like talking, like while we're in bed, we're like facing each other, yeah, but we're like facing each other like this, and we're like talking, and then eventually I think I was like zoning out, so I turned and faced the other way. So while I was like turned, I wasn't really on the side of the bed, I was like in the middle of the bed, and he was close to me, so he kind of moved in, and we were like cuddling and we're like spooning. But I did not feel uncomfortable with this whole situation, because I knew Bruce is a very kind person, and Bruce is a very soft person. He's very affectionate when it comes to me. Like, he's very touchy, he's very like holdy, he's very soft when it comes to me, and because he really cared about me, yeah, bro. So he like spoons me, and it wasn't in the way, but yeah, bro, I wanna fuck you tonight. Wait, it was just like, I'm here, sharp, we sleep. Now, as we're sleeping, I start feeling something hardening down there behind me. Remember, he's spooning me, right? So I start feeling, but man, this guy is actually, yeah, bro, hard down there. And I was like, obviously, because he's like, nah, postik, I start like moving around. I start moving around so that I can actually feel what is it that is hard here? So I can like, I'm like, it's actually his dick. It's actually his dick. So we're spooning, and then he's hard, and I'm like moving around. Yeah, away too. It wasn't anything sensual and like sexy. I was just kushukushuzering. Yeah, but kushukushuze. And I think he picks up from the one anlelang. I turn around, and I like meet his face like this, and then I open my eyes. He opens his eyes as well. I'm jonke, strongane, and then we move in closer. Sondela, we start kissing. Yeah, so we start kissing. No, Bruce. We kiss, and then things like kube shushu, like sibe hot. We like, hey guys, you know when you kiss people, like you are kissing someone and you're kissing, and then you start going, that happened. So I start moaning while kissing him, because Bruce was a very good kisser, by the way. So I start moaning, and he's like, do you want to? I'm like, So he stands up, grabs the condoms, grabs lubricant, and I'm like, let's move back. Bruce and I have never spoken about his things. Wana, he also amajita, yabo. We've never spoken about that, but I've always told him about my shenanigans and my stuff. But he's never told me ubana naye uyalunga amajiteni. So he's like, he grabs the condoms and grabs lubricant. And in my head, if a guy owns lubricant, this is going to be very controversial, because I do like advocate for guys to own lubricant, because it comes in handy with anyone, be it a guy and a guy or a guy and a girl. It comes in handy, so you should have a lubricant. But when he reached for the lubricant, I knew Bruce fucks boys. You understand? So we continue kissing. He puts on the condom, and bam, like, hey. So Bruce and I, we babs. After he's done with me, that was the wildest sex I've had. Like, at that time, that was the wildest sex I've had. So we babs, no, Bruce, and then we're done. We fall asleep, and in my head, I'm like, fuck, did the the niece and the granddaughter hear us during the night, because the granddaughter was still very young, man, like a 1 year old, so they won't even know what the fuck is happening. But lawyer na onomdana, obviously she knows what was going on. Sharp. So we wake up the following morning, things are okay, Bruce and I are fine, like there's nothing awkward about we feel nothing awkward about what happened last night. Excuse me, like there's nothing awkward about what happened last night. We both had a great time and we like don't regret anything. And then we continue I continue my visit. We continue like babsing throughout my visit up until I go home, and then the following year I go back to Pretoria. But Bruce, that was like the first time that we like smashed. So because I live in Pretoria and he lives in PE, I'm so happy for Bruce because I'm Jono Bruce. Yeah, but Bruce is like my big brother who I like smashed. You understand? But so as Johnny, but we continue with our friendship, our relationship, our whatever we wanna call it, brotherhood, I guess. So we continue with it. Whenever I would go home for like holidays, I would always make sure that I also go and see Bruce. And whenever I go see Bruce and I smash. You understand? So I think now it came when you go to for December till went home. So good December, I think December the following year, yeah, from the year that I met Bruce Ngayo. The following year, it's December. Oh, flip. Sorry guys. So I go home and then as usual, I go see Bruce. Now, I think I was there for like a couple of days. I was there from like a Thursday and it's on the Monday. Ne? I think, oh no, I was gonna leave on the Sunday. I was leaving on the Sunday. So now what had happened was, I'm there in PE at Bruce's place. The niece is there, the granddaughter is there. You understand? So, for the whole weekend. On the Saturday, we are sleeping no Bruce, we babs as usual, and then the following morning, Bruce is gonna go to church, and I'm going to be leaving and going to Ekaya, Episho. I'm gonna go home, and then I am, and that's it. Like, I'm done visiting Bruce. I'm going home. So I go home. He drops me off in Jolie. I take a taxi, King William Stan, and I go home. Now, when I go home, because remember, Bruce and I, we know a lot of people in commune. In common. Oh, we know a lot of people in common, no Bruce. In commune. So Bruce and I, sorry. Commune, why did I say commune? So, because we know a lot of people in common, which are people about we gospel, Tontoni, Abazalwane, people from his church, people from my church, like we know a lot of people in common. Sharp. Now, Bruce Kengoku. Ndibona, I'm on Facebook and I'm just scrolling through Facebook and I'm like, Ndibona, congratulations, soon to be groom. Congratulations, Mr. and soon to be Mr. and Mrs. Surname Bruce. And I'm like, wait, what? What? Then, so I'm now going through all of these things on his wall and I see a picture. You know, if umntu who's been to church and umntu okhonzayo kwezigaba ezabazalwane, you'll know that when people get engaged, they like are called to the front and they are presented as abantu abazawutshata. So we call that ukumiswa, kuthiwa bayamiswa uba ubani nobani bazawutshata, and they are announced to the church ubana even when you see them together, don't be worried or don't look at them sideways, because just know they are in the process of planning a wedding. So Bruce kweyakhe ummiso waproposa wakhupha ngedolo wanikeza untombazana iring. Hey, remember I was just with Bruce and I share everything. Bruce and I share everything, but Bruce failed to tell me that, dude, the proposer and I'm thinking of getting engaged, or I'm already engaged and in the miso and I'm we were sleeping together the night before. Uvuke ebedini nam when he went to go and propose to that girl. You understand? So I'm seeing him kneeling with a ring and he's proposing. And abantu are congratulations and they are ululating. Kune videos kumande kaweni yabo. And I'm like, this motherfucker. This guy knew all along because he even had time to go buy a ring. So he knew ukubana, I'm gonna be getting married and I'm gonna be proposing to this lady and I'm going to like be someone's husband very soon, but forgot to tell me. I was hurt. Was I hurt? Yeah, but let me really think. How was I feeling at the time? Because this happened a long time ago. I don't think I was hurt by the fact that Bruce was engaged. I was hurt at the fact that I tell you everything. I like tell you who I'm talking to. I tell you who I'm vibing with. I tell you who wants me. I tell you who's a DL guy that I'm busy with. Umfundisi otenteni that I'm busy. Like I tell you everything. Yet you failed to tell me this part of the information, or you forgot to like relay this information to me as if I would have done something to like jeopardize yonke lento. Now, because I wasn't mad at Bruce for doing this. I wasn't sad about it. I was like, oh, I called him up and like, listen, I just saw, congratulations. He's like, yeah, Ndwana. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you. I was like, no, it's fine. Bruce and I still were very cool and very tight, ne? And I started seeing the guy that I once told you guys about. I forgot what the name I gave him, but the one I had sex with in the car at the dam and like behind Bishop Stadium. Remember him? He also lived in PE, remember? Sharp. So when I started seeing him and I started visiting PE and coming to see this guy, I then introduced him to Bruce. And then Bruce tells me that he fucked this guy. I'm like, what? Bruce was already married at this time. And this guy and I had broken up, but him and Bruce maintained some kind of friendship. And Bruce told me that we fucked. And I was like, Bruce though. So yeah, this is like the story of how Bruce got engaged while he was still with me. There wasn't any drama, but I just was like on some, you know what, amadoda, 666 Illuminati, period. Like there's no way ozavuka ebedini nam, and like we woke up say at 6. And then when at 11 you were proposing to someone. So you mean to tell me that you could not tell me that when I was a proposer? You could not tell me. Like, how? Why? So yeah guys, that was the story. If you enjoyed the story, please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Now just do share. Did you also like experience something like this where someone did something behind your back where they could have told you and it would have been fine, but they went behind your back and did what they did and that made them look like an ass? Because what this guy did really made him look like an ass. But I can't blame him. We weren't seeing each other. We weren't really together, even though we were together. Like, we were together, but we weren't together. But yeah, man. So if you enjoyed this video, do the most. Share this video. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Do the most. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and I'm really crossing fingers that we get there by December the 3rd, which is my birthday, as you guys know this by now. So yeah, so what else do I have to say? I don't have anything to say. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.